Welcome back to Theresa's Den. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive, for the most part anyway. I am exhausted and I'm red and I just got home and I really just want to do this video so I can get it out there about the new Jaclyn Hill vault. But before we get into that, if you are new here, hi, my name is Theresa. If you're not into colorful language or just being salty in general, this is probably not the place for you. I curse a lot, like a lot, where like fuck can sometimes be a comma. And if you're not into that, which is totally fine, feel free to X out. No harm, no foul. There are a million and one other boring YouTubers out there that I'm sure you will love. So feel free to watch one of them. I usually do some weird kind of story and then I kind of jump into the whole spiel of the palette and blah, blah, blah. So I'll leave a time code right here and you can skip past my bullshit. Long story short, I want to make 4 different videos because this collection is huge and I didn't want to make a cumbersome long ass video. Not to say that I think long videos are boring, it's just I know for me editing a long video it'll put me to sleep because even the 20-minute mark I start to get a little nervous because I'm just like, oh, it's a little bit long there, buddy, because I don't want to make something incredibly long because I feel bored with it. Not to say that when other people do it it's not amazing, so whatever. Anyway, because moral of the story, if you're interested, I don't care how long it is, I'll watch it, but sometimes I find that when people do really long videos and are not that interesting, it feels like I'm dying in quicksand and those are the people that I cannot sub to. Ugh. Alright, anyway, today was okay, work was fine, you know, I only tried to kill myself twice, which is better than the normal 7 to 10 times I do on a Friday. Now, what I will say is I had a very interesting conversation on the phone. If you are new here, you may not know this, but I recently had to change my phone number because my phone got possessed and started calling people at random, unbeknownst to me, and it was a whole fucking thing. I have a story time here if you're interested. Just watch the first few minutes of it and then you can X out the video because the palette is complete utter garbage. Don't even bother. I will save you the trouble of the review. Just watch the story time. To me, that's my favorite part of the video anyway. Long story short, I have T-Mobile. T-Mobile has a very cool feature where when someone calls you, it has like the caller ID function. So it actually will say like medical offices or it'll say the person's name or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it'll say like scam likely, which I adore. And I cannot wait to pick up the phone just to fuck with them, but whatever. So today I got something that said like something medical office, like a 212 number, which is a number from Manhattan. So my doctors primarily are in Manhattan. So I was like, ooh, okay, let me take this because I knew I went to the doctor recently and maybe they wanted to tell me additional results about something or whatever the case may be. I pick up the phone and I'm like, hello, and the voice on the other line sounded vaguely familiar. I just assumed that it was the receptionist at the medical office. So the person said,
oh hi, glad I caught you.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually at work. I get kind of crappy service, so I'm glad that I saw you call.
Well, the doctor wanted me to give you a call because she wanted to share some results with you. Can you hold?
And I said, yeah, sure. She was like,
oh, actually, she just went in with another patient. Are you okay? Are you comfortable with me telling you the results of it?
Now I'm like freaked out a little bit because I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me? So I'm like, absolutely, go ahead. What is it? She kind of let out a sigh and she went,
okay, well, your test results came back and you tested positive for chlamydia.
come again?
You tested positive for chlamydia, but everything else is fine. The doctor would like for you to come back in and schedule another appointment.
What?
I know, this must be really hard.
I said, no, that's not possible. That's not possible. I don't have chlamydia. How the fuck do I have chlamydia? And so she was just like,
ma'am, I know you're getting upset right now, but I just, I think to schedule an appointment, you talk to the doctor, everything will be fine.
No. This can't be right. This is not right. She's like,
Keisha, unfortunately, you have chlamydia.
And I was like, I'm not Keisha.
What?
I said, my name is Theresa. I think you're talking to the wrong person. My name's not Keisha. Keisha had this phone before, and every day I get calls from Keisha. But today, Keisha don't live here no more. Like, Keisha's gone. No more Keisha. She went,
oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And I said, no, I'm sorry, because Keisha doesn't know she has chlamydia. And then she hung up on me. So Keisha out there, girl, fucking get your shit together, girl. I don't know, like you fucking default on your student loans. You have fucking banks and creditors and fucking default. Everything's calling me. Now you got fucking chlamydia. Get your shit together, bitch. Like, I'm so tired of being your fucking personal secretary. So Keisha, if you're watching, call your doctor. Sorry you have chlamydia. Basically, this is what the palette looks like. This is what the original palette looks like. You have the shade names on the back. This one, the shade names are actually on the palette, which is a nice upgrade. You also get a mirror. Basically, I think Jaclyn Hill said this is the palette where she was able to fulfill the requests that people had concerning this palette. Like, for example, the shade names weren't on there. There was no mirror, and she was able to kind of provide that with this palette. So that's really nice that they look very similar. You can tell they're sisters. They're not distant cousins. They are sisters. I was just really hoping at the end of the day that the formula was going to be the same, if not maybe better, than the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Here's the thing about this palette. I was really excited to get this one because honestly, out of all the palettes, this is the one that spoke to me the most because of this beautiful, beautiful yellow color. And as you guys know, I'm still on the quest for yellow. Hashtag quest for yellow. I love the mirror. I get little to no fallout. And if I do get any fallout, it's very easy to clean, which is a-okay in my book. The shimmers are wonderful. If you use them dry, they're very pigmented, but of course, if you use them wet, a little bit more of a punch, which is what I like. They have a very long lasting power, which I'm quite frankly super surprised about, considering a lot of the shadows that I've been trying on lately during this beautiful heat wave has been fucking demolishing my face. It actually looks pretty good. I've been wearing this makeup on a little bit longer than I would like to admit, and yes, it's starting to go up in here, but for the most part though, it actually doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty good. Of course, I look better far away because I am a Monet, but whatever at this point, who cares? So while I had a very good experience with this palette, my only big complaint is that this yellow color is very similar to the Secure color. And I felt like in doing my makeup today, it really kind of blended in one as the same. There was no real clear distinction between the two colors, and I think that bummed me out a little bit. And I really wanted to be like this really beautiful fall gradient, and it just wasn't. It just kind of turned into like a rustic pumpkin color, which I'm not entirely upset with, but it's not what I wanted. I will say while the browns do look similar, there was definition between the darker and the lighter brown. And I wish I had the same effect with the orange and the yellow. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Together, they just made one super orange fucking color, which again, not entirely upset with because I am the queen of the undead and I love Halloween, but it's not what I wanted, which makes me say I don't want to use this palette to create that kind of look in my mind. I would use this palette for other different things, and I would keep it moving in terms of the yellow shade. It's not really the yellow that I've been looking for on my hashtag quest for yellow. It's okay. It's not the worst yellow. I feel like the worst yellow I've ever used was the Too Faced one. This one is not bad, but it's not great. Something that you really need to pack on a lot and still kind of gets lost in the shuffle when you combine it with anything else. So not really a super fan of that. But the rest of the palette I think is really pretty and beautiful. I think this is really perfect for fall, and I'm actually excited to use it. And I really hope that the other palettes have the same quality as this, because if they do, then I feel like we're gonna have a good time. If it's not, whew, God damn it. Honestly, the shade that really surprised me the most was this VIP shade. It's fantastic and it's amazing for an inner corner highlight. And oh God, it's so good. I love it so much. So I am super excited for that shade. It reminds me a lot of In Light and Beam. I always use these two shades as inner corner highlight. So it's actually kind of nice that I have another one to throw into the mix. So yeah, so I actually really like this. Is it the best palette I've ever used? Fuck no, absolutely not. I think it's pretty good. And for $15, I think it's totally worth it. So if you were just looking to, actually I can't even say that right now because I didn't review the other palettes. So the last palette that I do, I will do kind of like basically a recap to say which one I think is personally worth it. But as of today, if you were to purchase this, I think for $15, it's totally worth it. And I don't think you'll be upset about it. Comparing that to way more expensive brands that have really shitty quality. So I think for $15, you're gonna be pretty happy with this. And yeah, so okay, so I guess that's about it. What I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna put all the videos back to back because I understand that it can be very, very boring. So I'm gonna try to like split them up. I'm actually stealing this from Seeking Alexandria because she's awesome and it was a really good fucking idea. If you're not familiar with the channel, I invite you to go check her out. Her name's Paige. She's really cool. She's from Michigan. She's kooky, just like the rest of us, and she loves makeup, and she's an honest person, and that's what we need in this community right now. We don't need any more snakes. We need people that are fucking honest and real, and she is one of the good ones, so I invite you to go check her out. I think maybe for my next video, it might be a little bit of a haul. I actually purchased so much shit in the past like week that I think maybe that warrants a little bit of a haul, so maybe that might be my next video. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I post pictures of me and my son. Ah, you're intrigued, right? Do I have a son? No, it's actually a pineapple. He lives on my desk. He doesn't have a name, so I invite you to actually give me some suggestions. And on that note, I am going to take this makeup off because I think the eyeshadow is eating my brain because I make no sense. All right, I guess I'll see you little pumpkins later.